Good evening. Tonight's forecast. High pressure, low evidence, and a $200 billion whopper drifting north from Washington. He marched to the microphone, waving numbers in the air. Says Canada's taking hundreds of billions. It isn't fair. But the ledger cleared its throat. The spreadsheets took a bow. 35.7, not 200. Tell us now. Goods alone were 70-ish. Still nowhere near the spin. But he keeps selling maple smoke in a gold-plated tin. The anchor lifts an eyebrow. The chyron starts to sing. Breaking news, the president has made up another thing. Check the source, check the date, check the number on the trade. If the facts don't fit the speech, he just moves the goalposts out of reach. Canadian media torches Trump for making things up. Pour the tea, roll the tape, fill the fact-checking cup. He says Canada cheated, while the evidence says nope. Building tariff fairy tales on a mountain made of smoke. Canadian media sharp in every headline. When the numbers get invented, turn the nonsense into prime time. From Toronto to the Rockies, let the truth bells ring. You can't run a trade war on a made-up thing. A $2.50 on the dairy, came the thunder from the stage. Like a carton of milk had launched a tariff age rage. But those rates sit above quotas, a detail left unseen. And most U.S. dairy goes in duty-free. CUSMA's on the scene. The very deal he signed was the paperwork in view. A sequel where the villain is the contract that he knew. So the panel says politely with a very Canadian sting, sir, your outrage has conditions. That's a rather different thing. Read the fine print, read it twice. Reality is not advice. When the headline needs a scare, he leaves the crucial context there. Canadian media torches Trump for making things up. Pour the tea, roll the tape, fill the fact-checking cup. He says Canada cheated, while the evidence says nope. Building tariff fairy tales on a mountain made of smoke. Canadian media sharp in every headline. When the numbers get invented, turn the nonsense into prime time. From Toronto to the Rockies, let the truth bells ring. You can't run a trade war on a made-up thing. This just in, Canada buys American farm goods. Canada is a major market, not a mystery in a trench coat. And when the deficit becomes a subsidy, that is not economics. That is fan fiction with a podium. He calls us tariff monsters, says the border's out of hand. But fact checkers bring receipts from each side of the land. No need for angry capitals, no need for online heat. Just public trade statistics and a journalist repeat. What was claimed, what can be proved, what did the record show? A simple little question that the bluster can't outgrow. So cue the sober broadcasters, let the cold hard details sing. A claim is not a fact just because you shout the thing. Canadian media torches Trump for making things up, not with torches made of anger, just a thoroughly sourced cup with the quotas and the totals and the signed agreements ink. Every floating fantasy is taking on some say. Canadian media, keep the cameras rolling. When the claims are getting taller, keep the numbers patrolling. No crown, no cape, no magic ring. Just facts versus one more made-up thing. And now, the correction. Canada remains real. Arithmetic remains stubborn. Good night.